When anyone buys crypto, they have a main dilemma. And 99.9% of us never know the answer. And it is, when do I sell my crypto? Because let's be honest, that is what everyone needs to know. You bought it at X price. What is the max that it's going to go to in, say, a specific cycle? And I know from experience that 99.9% of the time, you never sell at the right time. The majority of the time, a lot of people round trip, hold onto the bags, and it comes down. Now, the advantage that Bitcoin has compared to the altcoins is Bitcoin has a history of cycles in which every cycle it gains a new all-time high. It has happened every single 4 years, like clockwork, every single time. So based on that previous data, you could assume that this will continue to happen. And obviously the highs may not be as high as previous in terms of the percentage-wise, it's higher than the last run. But over a long period of time, if you look back at the historical price of Bitcoin, it goes up, right? Maybe not on a 12-month short-term basis, but 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you will see, in theory, an ROI on your Bitcoin. And that's why a lot of people that I see in the comments section are saying that, I left altcoins, I'm going to Bitcoin or whatever. However, you've solved one issue if, say, you were going towards Bitcoin and, you're getting rid of your alts, whatever. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some kind of information on what is out there at the moment. So let's just say you're right, I don't want to round trip again with my alts. I want to buy Bitcoin. But then the issue you have with your Bitcoin is, at what actual point do you sell? And the issue people face with Bitcoin is not being able to do anything with it. And I've likened this before in other videos where Bitcoin's like buying a property. So a second home, like an investment kind of property as such. The way it kind of is Bitcoin, although it is a bit easier because you're not buying a full property, you can always get more of it, is you're pretty much waiting for a certain point to sell. But the issue is, if that asset continues to appreciate, let's say you get into Bitcoin and you want to sell it 5 years after you buy it. The issue is, 5 years after you sell it, you're thinking, well, should I have really sold that because now it's twice as high, or it's 40, 50% more. Let's say you bought a Bitcoin now at circa 50, 60K. It comes round 5 years' time, 200K Bitcoin. Great. You sell it, enjoy your money. Even if you don't check, you'll be aware of the price. 5 years after that, imagine the price of Bitcoin is 400K or even 300K. You'll be thinking, well, that is an extra bit of cash that I could have had in the bank. And even if you sell part of it, you still got that extra chunk you could have had for whatever particular reason, whether it's, retirement or whatever. That is why I believe the best thing you can do if you want to extract the value of Bitcoin and get paid monthly yield, weekly yield, whatever, in terms of it actually paying you, and just like you claiming rent on a property, is secure the Bitcoin. Or if you've already got the Bitcoin, that's great. And then if you were to take a loan against it via DeFi, not via a central exchange, your keys, your coins, you put it in liquidity pools and you earn back a weekly, monthly wage off it. Not a wage, but a yield off that. So essentially what you're doing is two things. You can continue to DCA if you want to a certain period, but over the years, your Bitcoin goes in value, you can take loans against it. And obviously there's ways to do this. I'm not, you can be an idiot whilst doing this and lose your money. I'm not advocating that. I mean, if you do this smart, right, just like the rich do in taking loans against the property that forever goes up to extract the value out of it, not the full value, obviously. But what you can do is get that value out, put it into liquidity pools and earn a monthly income off that Bitcoin that far is superior to the loan. You get a loan for like 4% on Bitcoin, but the appreciation of Bitcoin over the years outweighs that loan. And if you're getting the same rate, 4%, let's just keep it simple, which I've seen more than that, per month, you're getting a great ROI back on that. So let's just say you had, I don't know, let's try and make it easy. Let's say you had 100k worth of BTC. With that 100k of BTC, let's say you take 30k out in USDC. So 100k BTC, 30k USDC, and then you get it into liquidity pools. You earn 5% a month on that 30k. $1,500 a month coming through straight to you, right? To do what you want with it. But also what you can do is to increase this flywheel and to supercharge it is that $1,500 you earn in yield, buy more Bitcoin, right? So you're just creating this own money loop cycle where you've got your Bitcoin to start with, you've got the USDC, put it in the liquidity pools, and now you're getting a free $1,500 a month to stack more Bitcoin, right? And once it reaches another level, that 100k that you locked up throughout the years in terms of the price going up and the money you've made in the liquidity pools could now be worth 150k, 160k in dollar value. And then what you can do is take another 20k out, then you've got 50k running in liquidity pools. Based on like a 5% return, that's now getting you 2,500 a month. And you can see where this works out in the game. And you could get to a point where this Bitcoin that you bought over a 10-year period doing this method, may not be 10 years, could be faster, could be longer, but you get the aim that I'm going for is in this period of time, it is then paying you out to fund your lifestyle. If you're earning 2.5k, 3k, 4k, whatever, you may not use that entire sum. You may not need that entire sum. But what you can do is use that for whatever you want. You can turn the tap off, turn it on at whatever point. And again, like I said, the price of Bitcoin goes up. You can then pay off the loan that you got out and you've got access to that Bitcoin to maybe sell it if you want to, or just keep getting that monthly income from your yield. And it is easy to spend. I've done other videos about non-custodial cards, such as a MetaMask card, which is directly linked to your yield. So you can literally have the MetaMask app, claim your monthly yield or weekly, however often you want to claim it, from your liquidity pools, and then it goes straight into your MetaMask app that you can directly spend straight away on whatever you want. Vacations, holidays, cars, meals out, dining, debts, buy more Bitcoin, invest it back into stocks, back in the S&P 500, whatever you want. And that is the beauty of this particular method and solves the dilemma of Bitcoin holders, which is stacking an asset to sell that will just keep going. It's not like if you had a stock where you can turn on the dividends, where the stocks, in the UK, for example, you'd have a stocks and shares ISA. And then what you can do is, if you use a platform, say like Trading 212, trade free, switch your stocks in your portfolio to high dividend stocks, and then your, let's say 200, 300k portfolio can then be paying you 8% a year. Bitcoin doesn't do that, unfortunately. You can stake Bitcoin, but you will not get a good ROI back on Bitcoin, unfortunately, just the way it's designed. So if you're looking to utilize the, let's be honest, the best digital asset out there in 2026. This is a method that I feel is, the one to go with. And again, that's what we teach in the group. And again, if you're wondering what platform I use, there's VFAT, which kind of aggregates all the platforms. There's a link in the description for both. But yeah, that's it for me. If you do like my content, like, subscribe. See you all very soon.